Okay, we're on the field. Let's hear what's there.
And welcome back. I'm Verona and I have with me Darius Johnson. You are watching Dystopia Alliance versus Morsus Mihi. And Dystopia are actually fielding the first Marauder this time around. We have on the field for Dystopia Varga, a Claymore, a Cyclone, a Basilisk, 2 Tyrannus, 3 Ruptures and a Thorax.
And for Morsus Mihi, we have a Basilisk, Saber, Blackbird, Drake, Saber, Saber, Rook, Drake, Widow, Rook. ECM heavy setup.
Yep, and we're just awaiting the countdown in local now from Claw for this match to go ahead.
And are we underway?
Yep, we're still waiting. We have a slight bit of a technical difficulty, I think, but we'll be getting back to the match as soon as we can. We're just waiting for the countdown, and then we'll get right ahead. So Darius, who's your money on for this round?
My money's on Dystopia. I'm very fond of Morsus Mihi, but Dystopia took us out of the tournament last year. I'm always believing that they could beat just about anybody because we're pretty awesome.
Yep, and if they don't beat you, they'll hold a grudge, and the Guiding Hand Social Club will come and steal all of your stuff.
Yeah, or make very bad posts.
Indeed. And right now we are getting the countdown in local, 10 seconds to go from CCP Claw, and we will be underway.
And we have movement.
We do indeed. Straight away there, the Tyrannus of the Dystopia team absolutely steaming across the field towards Morsus Mihi. We've got a huge, absolutely massive pile of Hornet EC300s and Vespa EC600s, really heavy EW drone support from Dystopia.
Yes, indeedy. And we're not seeing a whole lot of damage anywhere yet. Slivers kind of spread around. Where did they dump those drones on?
I think they've been kind of dumped on everything. The Rooks, both of the Rooks from Morsus Mihi have a whole pile of Vespa EC600s piled around them to try and keep them out of the engagement. We can see there a Rupture straight away for the Guiding Hand Social Club of Dystopia Alliance dropping really fast. He's down and out.
And we have one of the Rooks from Morsus Mihi kind of trinking away shields as well as the Saber.
We also have a Blackbird there for Morsus Mihi on the field. He's deep into shields. It looks as though we might be losing him soon too.
Yeah, I made a mistake. It was the Blackbird, not the Rook. But I think they're plinking away at one of Dystopia's Ruptures again as well.
Well, it doesn't matter about that Blackbird because he's dead now anyway, and we don't care. The Rupture, another Rupture there from Dystopia down. It's pretty surprising, but they seem to be dropping pretty quickly.
Yeah, it is interesting. We have one of the Rooks, for real now this time, from Morsus Mihi. Almost out of shields. And gone. Boom.
There he goes. That's a big chunk of Morsus Mihi's EW gone there. They still do have Vuklau and the Widow on the field. They still do have another Rook on the field as well as 3 Sabres and their Basilisk and 2 Drakes. So they're still in a good position, and we still could see them pull this match off. Tyrannus as well for Dystopia taking a lot of damage, and he's down and out too.
Yeah, that Tyrannus is dropped, and they've actually spread it onto the other Rupture, and the other Rupture drops very fast. From Dystopia. It's actually Tyrax just died.
We always love to see Tyrax die. It's hilarious in the tournament when it happens. So it's better when he's flying something expensive, but hey, you know, you can't win every time.
And the Dystopia Tyrannus, one of the other Tyrannus is dropping. But it appears, and it's gone.
Yeah, we can see there. On the field for Dystopia, we have a Varga, a Claymore, a Cyclone, a Basilisk, a Tyrannus, and a Thorax. For Morsus Mihi, we have 2 Drakes, 3 Sabres, a Widow, and a Basilisk.
And you spoke too soon because that thorax is now gone, as is a saber from Morsus Mihi. With the other saber taking damage and about to drop as well.
It looks as if they did actually start shooting Quadjet of Morsus Mihi and his Basilisk for a while there, but they've taken the DPS off him now.
Yeah, and so just as a reminder, what we're looking at now from Dystopia is a Basilisk, Claymore, Vargar, Tyrannus, Cyclone, and on the Morsus Mihi side we have a Drake, Basilisk, Widow, and Saber. And the Morsus Mihi Basilisk is taking shield damage. Got about 25% shields.
Yeah, you can see just how much damage that Marauder is putting out by just how quickly the shield on that Basilisk vanished.
Yeah, don't blink, you might have just missed the Basilisk that just blew up.
Yep, and he is gone. NT Rabbit of the Guardian on Social Club there. I believe he's fitted with autocannons on that Vargar, which gets a quite healthy bonus to its damage, being a Marauder hull.
That it does. Now we have a Morsus Mihi Saber taking some shield damage, as well as the Dystopia Alliance Claymore. But the Saber's in armor and just gone.
And this is why Marauders would be pretty effective in the tournament when they're set up quite correctly. I mean, this thing, the Vargar only having 4 turret hardpoints, but it gets 100% bonus to its turret damage. So effectively, you end up with 8 turrets, and you also end up with 3 spare utility high slots as well, because it has 7 highs and only 4 turret hardpoints. So they're very effective ships when used correctly. We can see that we've just lost another of the Dystopia team.
Yeah, they're just kind of tearing each other to pieces here. This is very interesting. The Vuk Lao and the Widow now taking damage from of Morsus Mihi taking damage from Dystopia. And on the Dystopia side, we have a Cyclone. Only about 25% shield. And that Widow's in armor and starting to drop.
Yeah, the Vargar of Dystopia Alliance is right on top of it now, autocannon fitted, so it's not going to last long. And there he goes, straight into structure.
And the Cyclone is right back up. So now all we have left on the field for Morsus Mihi is a pair of Drakes, with the Dystopia side having a Vargar, Cyclone, Tyrannus, and a Basilisk left. So this has swung pretty heavily in the favor of Dystopia Alliance.
Yeah, I do think that Dystopia are going to take this regardless, but I was expecting a more convincing win from them, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but like I said, there's a lot of variables.
Yeah, there is indeed.
I'm not necessarily surprised to have seen Morsus Mihi push it out. I mean, they are a very talented team in and of themselves. As the Drake, one of the first Drakes on Morsus Mihi's side, loses shields, and once a Drake loses shields, it dies.
Quite horribly, and I'm always a fan of seeing Drakes die because I absolutely hate them anyway. So, any Drakes killed in the tournament is a good thing. It takes them out of tranquility, and we don't have to look at them anymore.
I think it's great, you know, but I also think that the idea of a flat spaceship really makes me happy. And when I do fly a Drake, I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah, but it looks as if it's just a matter of cleaning up for Dystopia now. 1 Drake left on the field. But as for the shapes of spaceships, I quite prefer vertical ones, so I like the Vargar and I like the Naglfar too.
Yeah, I agree, but if one thinks about it, as the Morsus Mihi Drake hits loses about 25% shields, and they're just going to plink that down. If one really thinks about it, a vertical ship is nothing more than a flat ship on its side.
This is an interesting observation, good sir, and I do tend to agree. I quite also like the Myrmidon for its verticalness.
I enjoy the Myrmidon myself, even though I don't fly them. That Drake is now completely out of shields, and it's going to drop, which would make Dystopia the victors of this particular match, with a Cyclone, Vargar, Basilisk, and Tyrannus still on the field.
Yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation that the match is over now, as that last Drake from Morsus Mihi hits a low structure. He'll be going down any second now.
One would assume.
Well, he's taking his sweet time about it, that's for sure, but he's going to die sooner or later. I think probably NT Rabbit's run out of ammunition and he's reloading or something crazy like that.
The prevailing theory seems to be that they're holding fire on purpose.
Ah, they're holding fire to loot, in fact. Guiding Hand Social Club not happy with taking people's stuff when they're not looking, wanting to take people's stuff when they are looking.
Which puts us again in a wonderful position of getting to fill time.
Well, this is fine. I mean, we can talk a little bit more about Tyrax and his escapades if you like, because I think we're going to see a lot more of it this tournament. I'm actually hoping that Dystopia will field a lot of their more expensive equipment later on.
Yeah, the early stages, everybody kind of plays it kind of fast and loose with the cheaper setups. I'm hoping in the next round at least we'll start to see some more interesting, expensive things. Bling,
yeah, well,
I believe was the word Kill 2 used.
Well, interestingly, looking at the flagships list, I was looking down at it earlier today before we started a broadcast, and I saw Dystopia Alliance. Then right beside it, I saw the flagship name, Chorus of Angels, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on a second," because the Chorus of Angels is the name that Istvan Shigatsu gives to his Imperial issue Apocalypse. And then sadly, I looked over to the next column in the list that we have, and it was it was a Balcon. So I was a bit disappointed in that respect. But hey, you can't have everything.
A role-playing faux pas, as it were.
And we can see there that I'm not actually going to try and pronounce his name because I'm hopeless at it. But the guy in the Drake, we'll call him, from Morsus Mihi, he has initiated self-destruct, and it looks as if Dystopia have started to open fire on him again.
It's Kunta Kinte,